Who was Ronaldo's best manager? Recently, 5 men were debating which manager got the best out of Ronaldo. One of them said Ferguson, another said Mourinho, the third mentioned Ancelotti. The next one said Zinedine Zidane, and the final one said Erik ten Hag. The first 4 men quickly realized that their friend was drunk. Only a drunk man would mention Ten Hag's name in that discussion. Give us a subscribe button if you agree that that guy was drunk. That debate never happened, but with Ten Hag out of the list, which manager among the remaining 4 managers do you think was Ronaldo's best manager? Let's join the debate by analyzing how the arguably greatest footballer of all time performed under these 4 men and decide who his best manager was. Cristiano Ronaldo owes his success to Alex Ferguson because when he arrived at Manchester United, the Scot played the role of a father and a coach. At the time, he said, Ronaldo is a little boy who needs people to look after him. He knew the only way to get the best out of the 18-year-old was to prevent him from being distracted by media frenzy and the nightlife in Manchester. Once he achieved that, it was time to create a monster out of the skinny-looking guy from Portugal. When he made his debut in 2003 as a right midfielder, Ronaldo realized that the physicality of the Premier League was not the same as the Portuguese league. His mesmerizing moves and speed were not enough to beat the defenders. Trying to prove he could beat these defenders, he resorted to keeping the ball for too long and not passing to his teammates when he needed to. This attracted criticism from the media and supporters who criticized him for his over-elaborate stepovers when trying to beat a player. Van Nistelrooy got tired of his selfish play and criticized the club's recruitment process. Rather than criticize Ronaldo for his selfish play, Alex Ferguson treated him special like he did with Cantona and Ryan Giggs. He knew that despite Ronaldo's excessive dribbling and lack of maturity, the youngster had a winner's mentality that could break any barrier. Ferguson started by teaching him the importance of passing balls to teammates, and the assignment was given to then assistant coach Walter Smith. He refereed the games at training, and whenever Ronaldo refused to pass the ball and got fouled, the whistle was withheld. He would protest to Ferguson, who often took sides with his assistant. Ronaldo had no choice but to pass the ball when necessary so he doesn't get fouled. According to Ferguson, that was how Ronaldo learned how to pass the ball when he needed to. After that important lesson, it was time to begin some experiments. Ferguson began experimenting with the midfielder in his second season by occasionally changing his position to a left winger. This allowed Ronaldo to cut in from the left and take powerful shots with his stronger right foot. This new role made it easier to run past defenders and cross the ball into the box. The player whom many feared would become carried away by the media attention soon became the hardest working player at United and probably in the world of football. His hard work and maturity soon became visible, and he was passing the ball more quickly and dominating defenders without over-elaborate stepovers. By the beginning of the 2006-2007 season, Ronaldo had shut the mouths of his critics as Ferguson continued his experiment by making the Portuguese play in a more center position. He hoped that the player's skills, speed, mind-blowing navigation, and goal-scoring ability would be utilized more at the center. Ronaldo did not disappoint. That season, he scored 3 consecutive braces against Aston Villa, Wigan, and Reading to put Manchester United at the top of the table. He has become so unpredictable and learned to call for the ball and capitalize on goal-scoring opportunities rather than waiting for chances to score. He won back-to-back Premier League Player of the Month awards in November and December 2006, becoming the 3rd player to receive the honor consecutively. That season, he broke the 20-goal barrier for United, scoring 23 goals in all competitions and winning his first Premier League title, Manchester United's first in 4 years. In his first 3 seasons at the club, he scored a total of 27 goals, but that season alone, he scored 23 goals. But that was just an appetizer of what was about to come in the following season. Experiments were over. He was fully deployed as a forward in the 2007-2008 season, pairing with Wayne Rooney and Carlos Tevez. All Alex Ferguson did that season was stay on the touchline and watch the boy he groomed score free kicks, headers, and rockets from all angles, much like Anthony would do in Manchester United today. Sorry, I wasn't supposed to say that. Apart from scoring the highest number of goals that season, Ronaldo's confidence also reached an all-time high. After missing a penalty against Barcelona in the Champions League semi-finals, he stepped up a few days later to take another against Wigan. He scored 42 goals in all competitions that season and won the Premier League's Golden Boot with 31 goals. The climax of his season was a Premier League glory and the Champions League triumph, where he scored this header in the final match. Individually, he also won the Ballon d'Or and the European Golden Boot. With a constant increase in the number of goals, expectations were high for the 2008-2009 season, but an ankle injury kept Ronaldo on the sideline for 10 weeks. He scored his 100th goal for Manchester United upon his return. The season's most iconic moment was this match-winning goal from 40 yards against Porto in the Champions League. The thunderous strike earned him the first-ever FIFA Puskas Award. The once selfish player also provided an assist for Wayne Rooney to score the winning goal in the 2008 Club World Cup final. Ferguson's tactics at the time involved wide plays, quick transitions, and exploiting spaces in defenses. Ronaldo was the perfect attacker for this style of play, as he could easily switch positions to fit the game. Manchester United also won the Premier League that season, with Ronaldo scoring 26 goals in all competitions, despite missing 10 weeks due to his ankle injury. During his 5 seasons at Manchester United, Ronaldo won 3 Premier League titles, 1 FA Cup, 2 League Cups, 1 UEFA Champions League, 1 FIFA Club World Cup, 1 Ballon d'Or, 1 FIFA World Player of the Year award, 1 European Golden Shoe, 2 Premier League Player of the Season, 1 Premier League Golden Boot, and 4 Premier League Player of the Month awards. All these would have been impossible if Ferguson hadn't believed in him when he was swimming in the river of inexperience. Ronaldo would later say, "Ferguson has been my father in sport, one of the most important and influential factors in my career." In the summer of 2010, Real Madrid hired Mourinho to build the team that could challenge Barcelona's dominance in La Liga. Ronaldo had played under Manuel Pellegrini the previous season, playing on the left wing and wearing the number 9 jersey, since Raul was already wearing his favorite number 7. He scored 33 goals in all competitions that season, a figure Mourinho was ready to double. Mourinho was no stranger to Ronaldo, having played against him in the Premier League with Chelsea. But this was not the developing Ronaldo at Manchester United. He had become a monster with good and quick decision-making ability and an improved ability to read games and create chances. The first thing Mourinho did was to give Ronaldo a gift, Mesut Ozil, who provided 17 assists for Ronaldo in the Special One's first season at Madrid. His eagle-eyed vision, creativity, and precise passing made him the perfect playmaker to feed Ronaldo. Mourinho also refused to confine Ronaldo to a traditional winger role and gave him the freedom to roam across the attacking third to find goal-scoring opportunities in center positions, where he could use his powerful right foot to torment goalkeepers. His counter-attacking style of play perfectly suited Ronaldo, who was ready to make the necessary runs during the quick transitions from defense to attack. He spearheaded an electrifying offense under Mourinho because of his pace and hunger for goals. He scored 4 goals against Racing Santander in October 2010 and subsequent hat-tricks against Villarreal, Levante, Athletic Bilbao, and Malaga that season. By the end of the campaign, he had scored a record-breaking 40 La Liga goals and 53 in all competitions. One such goal was this perfect match-winning header against Barcelona in the Copa del Rey final, earning him his first trophy in Spain. He also won the European Golden Shoe for that season. It was easy to assume that Mourinho had brought out the best of Ronaldo, but what happened the following season showed that the best was yet to come. When the 2011-2012 season began, Mourinho maintained the formula that had worked for him, but this time, Ronaldo was deployed more to the center, especially when there were injuries, like when he played a central position in the El Clasico at Camp Nou and scored this perfect goal. Marcelo also fell in love with Ronaldo's readiness to score goals and often run forward to provide quick 1-2 passes and the crosses Ronaldo needed to do his job. That season alone, he scored 46 La Liga and 7 hat-tricks in all competitions, including one against bitter rivals Atletico Madrid, where he showed he could score from impossible angles and run down defenders. He became the first player to score against every of the 19 opposition teams of the La Liga in a single season. He scored 60 goals in all competitions and led Real Madrid to win the La Liga title with a record-breaking 100 points. Every other manager would have been satisfied with 60 goals in a season, but not Mourinho. The master of psychological tactics publicly criticized Ronaldo a few times, questioning his performances and decision-making during matches. These statements suggested Ronaldo could do more and more, even though he was already doing his best. By the time the 2012-2013 season began, the already perfect Ronaldo had increased his level of perfection, fighting more for the ball and proving to be more dangerous by the day. He won the Supercopa de España, his third trophy at Real Madrid, and later scored 2 goals to help win the Spanish Super Cup against Barcelona. He spared no one in the Champions League, not even his former club and his father in sports, scoring 2 goals over 2 legs to eliminate Manchester United and qualify for the quarterfinals, and 3 more goals in the quarterfinals over 2 legs against Galatasaray, before a shocking elimination by Borussia Dortmund in the semi-finals. He scored 55 goals and 55 appearances in all competitions, with 34 of those goals coming in his 34 La Liga appearances. Under Mourinho, he scored 168 goals in 164 appearances and provided 49 assists during this time, an average of 1.3 goal contribution per game. During Mourinho's era that lasted from 2010 to 2013, Ronaldo won a La Liga title, won Copa del Rey, won Supercopa de España, and a European Golden Shoe. Although Mourinho didn't add significant trophies to the club's cabinet, he used Ronaldo to prepare the foundation for Madrid's current dominance in La Liga. By the time Mourinho left Real Madrid, Ronaldo had become an even more dominant player, ready to give more than his best to his team. When Ancelotti arrived at Real Madrid in the summer of 2013, he met one of the best teams in the world but lacked unity and strategic direction. The first thing he did was to create harmony among the stars and encourage teamwork. Ronaldo was the greatest beneficiary of a united team because, despite his capabilities, he had always thrived when his teams worked in unity. To reduce Ronaldo's workload, Ancelotti signed Gareth Bale in his first season, and alongside Benzema, they formed a deadly attacking trio popularly dubbed BBC, an acronym for Benzema, Bale, and Cristiano. This fiery and united attacking force helped create more chances for Ronaldo, who also reciprocated the support with 14 assists that season. Ancelotti retained the 4-3-3 formation, allowing Ronaldo to move more freely, cutting from the left to fire shots with his lethal right foot. He occasionally switched positions with Bale and Benzema, enabling him to quickly find his way into goal-scoring positions, thanks to Ancelotti, who granted him more freedom than Mourinho. By November, Ronaldo had played 22 games for club and country, scoring 32 goals, 10 goals more than the number of games played, including a hat-trick against Sevilla and Real Sociedad in La Liga and another against Galatasaray in the Champions League. Ancelotti's style was characterized by tactical flexibility, blending elements of possession-based football with direct counter-attacking play. He maximized the strengths of his key players, especially Ronaldo, while trying to maintain a balanced team. The tactical flexibility under Ancelotti made Ronaldo more involved in build-ups and team plays, quickly running back to assist the defense when necessary. Ronaldo no longer needed to be pushed with mind games before putting up a perfect performance, as he was already at the best he could be. He was deployed as a number 9 against Bayern Munich in the Champions League semi-final and scored a brace in the 4-0 win. Doctors warned Ronaldo not to play in the final against city rivals Atletico Madrid because of a knee injury, an advice he and Ancelotti ignored. He netted the final goal from the spot in the final, leading Madrid to Champions League glory for the first time in 12 years. His 17 goals in the UEFA Champions League that season made him the highest goal scorer in a single UCL campaign. He ended the season with 51 goals in all competitions and scored 69 in 59 appearances in 2013, his highest number of goals in a calendar year, and won the 2013 FIFA Ballon d'Or. Turning 30 and having knee surgery in the 2014-15 season meant Ronaldo's circumstances had changed, and Ancelotti knew he couldn't do as much as he used to do. He minimized Ronaldo's defensive duties and allowed him to conserve his energy for attacks. Toni Kroos and Luka Modric provided stability in the midfield, covering up for Ronaldo's deficiencies. Sometimes Ancelotti benched Ronaldo in less important fixtures to keep him fresh for crucial encounters. For example, he kept Ronaldo on the sidelines against Eibar in April 2015 to conserve his energy as Madrid prepared for a crucial Champions League quarter-final against Atletico Madrid a few days later. His knee problem and obvious aging could not reduce his goal tally as he scored 61 goals in all competitions that season to surpass Raul and become the club's all-time leading goal scorer with 324 goals. Ancelotti utilized Ronaldo's pace for his high-tempo, attacking football, which turned the Portuguese into an unstoppable goal-making machine. He played 101 matches under Ancelotti, scoring 112 goals and providing 47 assists for Real Madrid in all competitions. He also won a UEFA Champions League, one Copa del Rey, one UEFA Super Cup, and one FIFA Club World Cup. Individually, he won 2 Ballon d'Ors, 1 UEFA Best Player Award, a UCL Golden Boot, and 1 La Liga Golden Boot. When Zidane took over in January of 2016, he met a talented squad with inconsistent results, having suffered an embarrassing defeat to Girona in La Liga, a shocking defeat of 4-0 at home to Barcelona, and an administrative error which led to Madrid's elimination from the Copa del Rey. He brought new ideas to the team, and as a legend of the game himself, he understood Ronaldo's game and decided to build the team around him like the previous 3 managers. Although Ronaldo was 100% fit, Zidane understood that a player in his 30s had entered his declining years and must be rested occasionally to maximize his output. For example, when Real Madrid lost 2-0 to Wolfsburg in the first leg of the Champions League quarterfinals, Ronaldo was not included in the squad that played against Eibar to keep him fresh for the crucial second leg. It's unclear if Ronaldo was happy with this decision, but Zidane was justified after Ronaldo scored a hat-trick in the second leg to overturn the result of the first leg. Another example is when he was rested against Las Palmas in the La Liga before the crucial 2018 quarterfinal clash against Juventus in the Champions League. The result was another world-class performance, with Ronaldo scoring 2 goals, including this overhead kick that is regarded as one of the greatest goals in the UEFA Champions League. Zidane's reaction to the goal shows how proud he was of his decision. Zidane also transitioned Ronaldo fully into a center finisher with his 4-4-2 or 4-3-1-2 formation, bringing him closer to the goal, making him even more dangerous. This allowed him to convert headers and several one-on-one finishes, like in the Champions League quarterfinals against Bayern Munich when he played in a central position and scored 2 goals in a 2-1 win over the German champions, and the first leg of the semi-final clash against Atletico when he scored another of his effortless hat-tricks. The Frenchman also reduced Ronaldo's defensive responsibilities even more, but covered up for his inability to run backwards by providing a solid midfield trio of Toni Kroos, Casemiro, and Luka Modric. High-pressing defenders like Marcelo and Carvajal also provided help for the midfielders, since the style of play was an all-out attack. Ronaldo just needed to score the goals. His teammates will do the rest. Together, the team won 3 consecutive UEFA Champions League, 1 La Liga title, a Spanish Super Cup, 2 UEFA Super Cups, and 2 FIFA Club World Cups under Zidane. Individually, Ronaldo also won 2 Ballon d'Ors, 2 UEFA Best Player Awards, 3 UEFA Champions League Golden Boots, and 1 La Liga's Top Scorer Award. So back to the question, who among these 4 was Ronaldo's best manager? It's difficult to answer that question definitively. In my opinion, Zidane was not Ronaldo's best manager. He indeed managed an aging Ronaldo like he was getting younger, and the Portuguese scored 112 goals in 114 games and won 3 consecutive Champions Leagues under the Frenchman in just 2.5 years. But Zidane met Ronaldo at the very peak of his career. He only worked on an already made player, just like Ancelotti, whom I think was not Ronaldo's best manager either. Ancelotti's experience helped in managing Ronaldo's knee injury and somehow got him to score an impressive 112 goals in 101 games in just 2 seasons. But like Zidane, Ancelotti also meant an already made killer, needing very little supervision. Unlike the other 3 managers, Ancelotti was the only one who could not lead Ronaldo to win a league title. Some might argue that he was the best manager because Ronaldo got a goals per game ratio of 1.11 under him. Using that criterion meant Benitez was Ronaldo's best manager because under him, he got a goals per game ratio of 1.39. The goals were not everything. Mourinho also did magic with Ronaldo, turning him into an unstoppable force. He gave him the much-needed freedom to navigate the front line, and changing his position from a winger to an advanced forward made him maximize his goal-scoring abilities. His mind games made Ronaldo believe that he wasn't good enough, forcing him to work harder and harder until he reached the unimaginable peak of his career. However, I won't say Mourinho was Ronaldo's best manager because he was the only one among the four who couldn't win a Champions League with Ronaldo. Apart from that, Ronaldo had won almost everything in club football and the most prestigious individual award before playing under Mourinho. The man who did the dirty job should be Ronaldo's best coach. Alex Ferguson managed Ronaldo when he was inexperienced and could be easily carried away with the Manchester nightlife and media frenzy. He managed to keep him focused and curb his selfish plays, turning him into a team player. Whatever experiments the other three managers did with him, Ferguson did it first. He turned him into a monster, but Madrid quickly took him away after becoming the world's best player. One might argue that he scored only 118 goals under Ferguson in 6 years. But what is the possibility that he would have scored as much if he was managed by the other three managers at that young age? Would they have trusted him enough like Ferguson did? It's difficult to say, since Ferguson trusted young Ronaldo and worked on him until he became the world's best player. I would say he was Ronaldo's best manager. If you agree or disagree, please say so in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.